Good morning, everyone. I am alone today, and yeah, it's a little bit weird, especially to be vlogging without Mike and, you know, just building stuff with Mike. But yeah, today I am going to tackle insulation, and we're not gonna do the roof because we still got some stuff we gotta cut out. But I'm gonna tackle pretty much all the walls. We insulated behind wherever that thing is. We insulated up there a little while ago, so that's done as well. But yeah, let's see how far I can get to today and transform this van into an insulated van. Alrighty, what do I do? I think we're gonna start up here because this seems to be the most easiest section. Let's go. For our van's insulation, we're going with the tried and true 3M Thinsulate. This is a very popular choice for insulation in vans because it is specifically made for automotive applications. It is very water repellent and mold resistant and super easy to work with. You just cut it up and stick it on the walls. One down, I'm gonna do another big one, and then we'll start getting into the little areas. Not so hard. Well, you guys. Would you look who decided to show up on the job site today?
Yeah, I'm back. So it's the weekend, and yeah, now that I'm working during weekdays, I don't have time to do any of this stuff during weekdays, but it's the weekend. We're gonna hit it hard. While Dana is finishing up all the insulation, which is looking great, I'm gonna be starting on some of the pre-wiring for all of our 12 volt and 110 volt type stuff. And yeah, figuring out where all the wires are gonna run throughout the walls and to our switch panel and where all the lights are gonna be, all that stuff. So we're gonna be working on that. I'm gonna show you what I got going on in terms of all the wire that we got. And yeah, let's get going. So basically, the majority of all of our stuff here is gonna be 3 different types of cables. We have a triplex 12 gauge marine grade wire for all of our 110 plugs. It's basically just gonna be, yeah, mostly just outlets. We got 14 gauge. Again, all this stuff is marine grade. So they have this like white PVC jacket protectant on all the outside of it. So we got 14 gauge for all of our lights. Like we're gonna have a bunch of puck lights on dimmer switches. So we'll use this for that. And basically the rest of our 12 volt stuff is gonna be on this 12 gauge. I also got this protective wire loom. I know this stuff is already protected by this white PVC jacket, but this should help in any of the areas where we're running wire that has like sharp edges and stuff, so that'll help with that. And a couple of hole saws. I'm gonna be drilling some holes to run the wires through the walls cleanly and evenly. I'll show you that once I get to it, but this should all be good. And obviously it's really important to have a good plan of where all of your lights and appliances and things like that are gonna go. So we've kind of listed everything here, as well as pre-measured all the runs of all the wires and what they're going to be, so that way we were able to figure out what gauge wire to buy. There's all sorts of great calculators online for stuff like that. You can Google it. But yeah, definitely stay organized, plan it all out, make sure you know exactly where everything's gonna go, and you'll be good. And apparently cutting this stuff is such a pain in the butt.
Well, it's just because these scissors, literally just like this portion of it actually like cuts. So yeah, it's not very productive. And then sometimes you get a good section and you feel like, yeah, I can go further, and then all of a sudden it just stops.
Okay, so we have cut and labeled all of our wires. They
Almost.
We needed to order another spool of 110 because we ran out, but we're basically ready to go. It's a giant mess right now, but what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna start drilling some holes through some of the metal here so we can run the wires into this area and up and to all the different places it's gonna go. So we're gonna get started on that, making progress. Look at that.
Yeah?
It's beauty. Okay, so doesn't look like we've done that much. I know that. I'm aware of how slow we're going. So real quick, we have this mess of wires. It's an assortment of 110 and 12 volt stuff. Make sure you label everything because that's really important. It goes into this wall, up through this grommet, and up through that little notch we've made in our furring strips.
Well, there was also a hole already here.
Yeah, there was a hole in the van already behind here, which helped. And then there's just wires going wherever they need to. For example, this is the max fan in the bathroom. These are a couple of outlets, 12 volt and 110 outlets for my little office area in the front. In the back, we got outlet by the bed, and we also have an outlet by the garage, which will be lower. So yeah, that's everything on this side. Now we're gonna get going on all the stuff that'll run to this side, because right around that green tape area is where our switch panel is gonna be for, you know, our lights and all that stuff. So we've gotta run a whole bunch of stuff to there. Okay, so we have finally finished running all of the wires for all of our assorted everything in this van. It's a giant mess in here right now, like no joke. Yeah, just look, it's just this big mess all over the place, but we're set now. We're set and prepped for all the things that we need to have power to, and slowly making progress on this van build. We're really, really excited. It's starting to finally take shape, and yeah, we're just really happy that we're finally getting somewhere. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next project, which is gonna be here by the windows. We're gonna, both sides. We're basically gonna build sort of these bump out boxes that, you know, kind of finish off the area around the window. It'll create like a little bit of a shelf here, and it'll all look really, really nice. So we're gonna get started with that. First thing we're gonna do is sort of cut out the framing for it.
Like the square.
Yeah, basically, like, you know, there's gonna be this piece of wood that spans here and back here, you know, running the length of all these, and then, you know, a face piece that kind of goes here. I'm not explaining it very well.
It's okay.
In any case, we have to measure out this piece first, just because, you know, it's thinner here and it kind of widens out, it tapers as you go to the front of the van. So this piece of wood will have to be sort of on a weird angle. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna cut it out. Join us for that. All right, so we're just test fitting the piece that we just cut. So it's about 4 1/4 to 3 1/4 taper.
Looks a little silly, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So this will be the start of our kind of shelf right here.
All right, here's our pretend box. It's not fully secured in, and we still actually have to make this piece. This is our pretend piece. That's why I said pretend.
Basically, all of this will just be screwed into
each other,
as well as the framing that's around it. Back here, we've left a bit of a gap to accommodate. We're gonna have like an outlet here, so we need to make sure there's room for that. But other than that, it's looking good. So we got the frame of the box just sitting over there. So now we're gonna pocket screw it all together and give it a really, really good sanding, just so it looks really, really nice. So we're gonna do that now.
Woohoo! We have 2 boxes.
Yeah. So both these boxes are cut, screwed and glued together. They're sanded all nicely. As you can see, we're covered in sawdust. Yeah, we're just gonna figure out the back panel of them now. This is where it starts to get tricky.
Well, yeah. All right, we are going to be tracing the outer edge of the box, so it'll be easy.
To create the backing of our window boxes, we took the frame of our windows, placed it on a 1/4 inch thick sheet of plywood, and traced an outline. This gave us a great template to work with in order to cut out with our jigsaw. Okay, so we have our first one sort of, it's getting there.
We say it's our first, but really it's our second.
Oh yeah, we already did a failure one. You guys didn't see that one, but this is the one we're showing. Alrighty, so we have now completed 2 boxes. We got both of them done. This is looking pretty good. I'm really happy that we figured this out. Corners are mostly pretty tight, you know. I'd say for our first ones. See, like we even got that little notch. Like that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I'd say. Afterwards, we gave our window boxes a final sand and paint and finished the install by screwing them into the furring strips on our walls. These turned out great, and it's awesome to see a finished piece of the van fall into place. That's it for this video. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode of our van build.